first one, guy we've been speaking about earlier. Lamar Jackson is the MVP favorite. Is that an overreaction or not?
Hmm. The favorite?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the favorite.
Okay.
He's
Definitely
definitely
up
top
there,
2 or 3.
but
Yeah.
is he the NFL MVP favorite right now?
A little more.
Hmm. What was that?
He's getting a little more.
Little more after being able to just plug stats on Sunday against the Bengals.
I wanna see him like this week against the Texans. This will be a big one right here. I think
Yeah.
if he goes out and has a solid performance against the Texans,
Hmm.
yet hell yes, he'll be the favorite at this
Okay.
point in the season.
Do you think this is a good test for him though this week,
Absolutely.
huh?
Yes, I think this is going to be an absolutely great test. He already passed the first one with flying colors against the Patriots.
Yep. I think he's
I
going
mean,
to do it
really,
again, honestly.
and I don't even think this one's tough. It's like I don't want to say it's an overreaction, and I do want to say it's an overreaction. You know, it's like in the middle. It's
Hey,
not,
life's
but it
hard.
is.
You gotta make a decision.
I'm going to say that's an overreaction. Then.
Okay, I'm gonna roll with you on that one. I still think he obviously is up there. He's number two. He's my second highest guy in terms of MVP selection, but number one is still Russell Wilson. Um, because along with just having a better stat line than Lamar, I think Russell just being able to watch what he does against a great defense like the Niners have on Monday. He was just making plays out of nothing and slicing and dicing through that defense with his arm and with his legs and getting away from one of the best pass rushers in the league. What he does is insane every time.
That's unbelievable to watch. I mean, there's no one else on the planet that can do what he does at that position.
No, it's actually ridiculous. But that's an overreaction of a statement. Statement number two is that the Rams aren't going to make the playoffs. Right now, they're 5-4, and the remaining schedule goes Bears, Ravens, Cardinals, Seahawks, Cowboys, Niners, and the Cardinals again. Blake, is this an overreaction or not?
This is not an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're just not as good of a team. They're not clicking on all cylinders like they were last year. Their
Nope.
offense has definitely regressed. They're getting just weird penalties on offense. So I did catch a little bit of their game this last week, and they just look kind of out of sorts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any faith in them against the Bears, especially if that's not at home. I really don't have any faith against the Bears with them. They're not going to beat the Ravens. Cardinals, they can beat them and have 7 wins, but they're not going to beat the Seahawks or Cowboys. So I mean, I think the best that they could do this season would be 8-8.
8-8. You heard it here first, everyone. Blake thinks that the Rams are going to finish 8-8. That's that's bold, I guess, but they also are looking kind of shit. So I could totally see that happening. I think this is an overreaction. As of right now, I think they could still finish the season at a high of 11-5. I think they finish at 10-6, but the Bears is winnable. 2 games against the Cardinals are winnable. And then you have the Seahawks, and that's probably a loss. But the Cowboys, I think they could pick up the 2 games against the Cardinals. They could beat the Bears, and they could beat the Cowboys. Uh,
I think they can win 6 out of 7 games to get to 11-5.
I think they win 5 out of 7 to go 10-6. If I'm being reasonable.
I just don't see it.
Eh,
Not with
we'll
that
see.
schedule.
I'm used to jinxing everything, so maybe I'll jinx him into making the playoffs.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's going
Good
to be a
luck
rough
to them,
one for
though.
the Rams. I say as of right now, it's overreaction, but I could very easily see this not being overreaction. So your point is a solid point. Statement number three, though, is that the Chiefs cannot win a Super Bowl with their current defense.
Reaction.
Overreaction. Why? Why? Give me your
Absolutely.
reasoning.
Patrick Mahomes.
That's all. You know what? That's a good reason.
That's the only thing I really think needs to be said. I mean, that guy is just
Unreal.
good.
And the receivers, they somehow keep on finding the fastest player in the league, receiver.
Cole Hardman guy. He
Eh,
put on the afterburner this weekend.
He's so fast. It looked like he was running a 4.2 out there. It was stupid.
That was, it looks like he has a different speed than other professional elite athletes. And
Right?
that's crazy to me.
That's
Like
what I'm
he
saying.
just has another year.
Yeah, he's out. He's out dust. He's just dusting these elite level athletes. That should not be happening.
But mind you, one of the people that he's dusting is Adoree Jackson, who went to USC, and he ran, I want to say, in the 4.2s at 40.
Yeah, he's outrunning people that are the fastest runners in the league supposedly. It's doesn't it shouldn't make sense. It's breaking the laws of physics, and due to breaking the laws of physics, is he's going to get suspended by Roger Goodell. Sorry, man, it's going to happen because one of their players, Tyreek Hill, is going to get suspended for breaking his kid's arm, but we will have a player for breaking the laws of physics. Oh, I'm sorry. That's so hanging fruit.
The reason I don't think that this is an overreaction. Or wait, what was? I think that this is an overreaction because the Chiefs, one, have Patrick Mahomes, and two, on their defense, I think they have enough playmakers to make shit happen when it needs to.
You're saying the defense is good enough?
I'm
About
saying
it.
they're good enough to make plays.
They're good enough to make plays. I feel it. I'm gonna say that this is not an overreaction. That's due to a little bit of history that took place around 2013 and 14, and that was the number one offense in the Denver Broncos going up against the number one defense in the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 48. And we all know how that one went. It was like a 43 to 8 game. Absolutely awful. The Broncos got smoked. And if the Chiefs go up against a team with a great defense, which is what will happen in the Super Bowl more than likely, they're going to get smoked. I think history's going to repeat itself if that happens.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, right? Moving on into statement number 4, though, in that talking about another possible playoff team, but the Cowboys are going to miss the playoffs. They're also like the Rams. They're 5-4 right now, and they still have games against the Lions, Patriots, Bills, Bears, Rams, Eagles, and Redskins. Blake, is this an overreaction or not?
I had a button to press for overreaction or a button to press for not an overreaction.
That'd be fun. Maybe once we get some real funding on the show, get some sponsors.
We need to start a GoFundMe, bro.
Bet. We're broke. People, just give us views and likes. That's all we need. We don't need money yet. But it would be appreciated. I can link my Venmo if someone wants.
Yeah. Donations are always welcome.
But overreaction, Blake?
I think that this is an overreaction. I think that the Cowboys will still make the playoffs. Out of the remaining games, I can see them beating the Lions. I can see them beating the Bills. Mm-hmm. I can see them beating the Bears, the Rams, the Eagles, and the Redskins. I mean, the only teams that I think will struggle.
11-5 right there.
I'm not saying that they will go 11-5,
but
I'm just saying that they could easily go 11-5 and get rolling.
I feel it. I think the only way, there's no way they make the playoffs as a wild card. They have to beat the Eagles for the division to make the playoffs. I think that's what's going to happen. I think just like how the AFC West the NFC West is going to happen. It's going to be determined by that later in the season Niners Seahawks game. The NFC East is going to be determined by the Cowboys and Eagles' second to last game of the season when they play each other for the second time. I think that's
I don't
reasonable.
know.
What do you think?
The Cowboys are currently ahead of them right now. They're 4-0 in the division,
Yeah, that's the one thing. They're tied right now, but the Cowboys do have that first victory over the Eagles.
which is why I kind of give them the nod. I think that they're going to be able to clinch the division. Their other remaining game is the Redskins, who they're going to just smoke week 17.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably get to rest players in that game.
Hey, you never know. They did lose to the Jets.
After
Oh,
I
that's
really think
embarrassing.
the Cowboys are going to get rolling. They're going to be going into the postseason really, really hot. That Eagles game, is that going to be in Philadelphia or is that in Dallas?
Ooh, good question. But what you thinking though? They're gonna get rolling into the postseason.
Yeah, so it looks like it's
It's in
Cowboys
Philly.
at Eagles.
It's in Philly.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a fun one.
that helps out the Eagles. I just think the Cowboys have a better team, though. I mean, all
Mm-hmm.
around, they just have a way better team. They have a better defense. They have a better offense.
Yep. And they definitely have the better cornerbacks too, because that secondary on the Eagles is garbage. They're looking like
How good is Amari Cooper?
they're looking. Oh yeah, Amari Cooper is going to smoke that secondary. But so this is an overreaction as of right now. That's fair. Finish this off with statement number 5, and that is Kyler Murray is the offensive rookie of the year favorite right now with his 64 completion percentage, 2,553 passing yards, 12 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Also on the ground game, he does have 350 rushing yards and a couple tugs in there. But is he the offensive rookie of the year favorite right now, Blake?
No.
No, he's
That's the
not.
biggest overreaction of the fucking day. And that pisses me off that we're even talking about this.
I think I know who you think is the favorite right now.
If anyone doesn't, then they're foolish.
Who tell us, Blake, who's the favorite right now, in your opinion?
I want to get on top of a rooftop and scream it.
Get on your
Josh
soapbox.
Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is the offensive rookie of the year. Not only that, he is playing like an offensive player of the year. This guy has came in to the Oakland Raiders and just completely rejuvenated our offense. I mean, it's the first time that I can recall in my years of fandom that I can actually remember having like this type of guy where it doesn't matter how you get him the ball. You can line him up a receiver, you can line him up at running back, you can line him up at quarterback, you can line him up anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Wildcat.
He can block. I mean, he blocked for our fullback when he scored a touchdown this weekend. He's just the ultimate football player. He plays every single position on offense. I mean, this guy just comes in and does anything and everything that's asked of him. Plays hurt, takes tons of hits. He's on pace for like over 400 touches combined between receiving and carrying the ball. So I just don't see how what Kyler Murray has done. I mean, he's going to have those gorgeous stats. Obviously, he's a quarterback in the NFL. But I mean, really,
The air raid
looking at his
offense
stats,
too.
yeah, and even looking at his stats, it's not even that impressive. 12 touchdowns in what's it? 8 games now? 9 games?
Mm-hmm.
That's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck no, he's not the offensive rookie of the year.
I do like it. That I want to bring this up because I was thinking you were going to have something like that. I also do think this is one time I'm going to actually give the Raiders a little respect. I think you're right in saying that Josh Jacobs is the reason that the Raiders offense is even remotely working right now. It's not Derek Carr, it's Josh Jacobs in that O-line. He's making moves, and he's putting the team on his back, quite frankly.
He's just one of those players. There's a few players in the NFL that I can think of that are like this, where they take these 1 yard gains, negative yard gains, or negative yard losses, and turns them into 3 yard gains, or maybe even a 5 or 6 or 7 here and there. He hasn't even broken off really a crazy run yet, besides that one against the Packers. Like he
just gets chunk yards after chunk yards, dude. That's how you keep the chains going.
And that's just like exactly what Derrick Henry was doing to the Chiefs this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just
saw that.
pounds him. And the next thing you know, boom, 30-yard game, 25-yard game. Like
That's what it seems like.
I
He
think
gets like one. Either he has two types of runs. Either he gets a run for a gain of 1, or he busts out like a 60+ yard touchdown.
yeah, Derrick Henry is a fucking moose. Josh Jacobs is just he's just the Swiss Army knife type player that can just similar to Christian McCaffrey, line him up anywhere, give him the ball, just give him the ball,
And he'll
let
make
him work.
plays, man. I totally agree with you on that one.